You're listening to Midweek Cafecito, a Miami New Times podcast. Hey everyone! In this edition of Midweek Cafecito, we talk to Juanes, the one and only. We speak about his new album, JuanesTeban, his upcoming tour, and his connection to Miami. Just released your new album that is the 12th album in your career, and it explores a very interesting concept that not every artist dares to get into that territory, right? That is duality. Um, Miami is a very dual city too.
Yeah,
So, speaking from a Miami perspective, I think it's such an interesting album. And I know you have a very strong connection with the city. So I'm just curious if Miami is anyhow influence your new album.
yeah, definitely. Because I'm having living in Miami for 22 years now. Of course, I am coming from Colombia, and when I was in Colombia in my childhood, I grew up listening to all folk music from Colombia and all South America, all the Americas, like from mariachis to vallenatos to tangos to cumbias to like everything. And then at the age of 13 years, probably 13 years old, I get crazy with rock music. And I discovered this world, the funk, the rock, the metal, all these genres. And I just loved it, and I think after many, many years, now I feel that I am a little bit of everything. And as you mentioned before, like Miami is also that kind of vibe, like you can find everything here. It's like very well located geographically. So you can receive information from everywhere, but you can find a lot of strong Latin culture here. So I guess yes, definitely this album means who I am in many different reasons, not just musically, but my ideas, my heart, my soul, my spirit, connected with many, many different things and love, families, dreams, fears, and frustration, depression, happiness, like everything at the same time, you know.
And why now? Why did you decide to release this record now?
Well, first of all, because I love music, just I'm making music like every day. Like to be honest with you, that's my life.
Nice.
I write music every day. I practice my guitar. I study my guitar. I study my singing, and I'm writing, like poetry or painting. I am always surrounded by art. For me, the possibility to express myself through music is just like a miracle. It's like a gift from God. And I feel so happy when I can make music, when I can record my songs, and when I can go on tour, So I just love this, I hope I can do this for the rest of my life. I have been doing it since I was a kid, and I just loved it so much. And it took me like 3 years to get done this album, just to get to the end. But it pays off, because I'm very, very proud of what we did in this album. Yeah, it's a lot. It has to see. Tiene que ver mucho con who I am as a musician, as a person.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say that in English. How can I say that?
No, pero I
Yeah.
think you nailed it. Es perfecto.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and talking about that, this album also explores many different genres. You have rock, as you said. You have salsa.
Mhm.
Um, how were those decisions? Like, how were those decisions made? Of like, okay, I'm going to pull from these genres. How was that?
Yeah, I always, when I work in my music, like here in my studio, I really like to try different things, like no limits. I don't want to have a doubt about my limits. I want to try like everything just come to my mind. I'm just playing the guitar and say, oh, maybe the congas can be here, from the salsa, or maybe the bass from the vallenato can be here, and maybe I can sing, like if I am singing a vallenato, but I'm not singing a vallenato, I'm singing my song. Or I can just play the guitar, like in a funk way kind of style. And all these things together, just sometimes it's just work perfect, and I say, okay, so this is good, this is happening. I really like to try and to make different demos of the same song. I always see a song as a, like, it's me trying to get dressed. Like, I want to try this jacket. Oh no, this jacket, no, maybe this one, or maybe these pants. No, that color, I don't like this color, so I want to try this. So I do the same with the songs. Once I have the melody and the lyrics, I want to try everything till I feel that it's working. Like, you can feel the energy and you can feel like, okay, this is okay. But it take a long time just to do that, and patience, paciencia.
See, and also something really interesting that you did for this record is like you also leaned into collaborations with
Yeah,
people that are experts in certain genres, right? Or that are like really like going deep into those genres. Like an example is the main single of this album with Rawayana, right?
yeah.
um Tell me a little bit about that collaboration and how you chose your collaborators for this record.
Yeah, the first thing I need to feel is admiration from anybody else. Like, if I find an artist that inspire me, that I think like, they are cool or they are doing something fresh, different, I like that. So that happened with Rawayana. I know them, like, no, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago probably. Um, and the same happened with Vivir Quintana, for example. I saw her singing here in Miami, actually, during the Grammy times. We were in this event called uh, the Producers event, and she was
Mhm.
singing there. I didn't know her. I just look onto the stage, and I saw this woman singing like like crazy. And I say, I mean, who the hell is this person? I just want to meet her. And then the same thing with Bomba Stereo. I always like it, the way Lee were singing, and this approach to Caribe, from a very particular electronic alternative way. I just like it so much. And Mateo from Conociendo Rusia is like this new wave of Spanish rock from Argentina. I just love it. I think it's really elegant and cool and very well done. So I just feel, attracted by this artist. And for me, always to collaborate with somebody else is a privilege, because when things works, it is amazing. Like Mon Laferte, I love Mon Laferte. I mean, she's great. I know her since 10 years ago, maybe. And every time we sing together or we do something, it's always great. I love her. She's amazing. So I'm feel proud and honored to have them, and just to feel that they gave a lot more to the song. And now the song is like right here. It was here, but now it's like here. I love that, to feel the difference between voices and styles, and just match together and well done. I also work with Nicolas Cotton, who produced the album with me, and he was like a very important part in this process, as well as uh, Sebastian Cris, who was like the kind of executive producer or something like that. So I feel very thankful with all these people that helped me to get here. Mhm.
Yeah, and that speaks about the power of collaborations, right?
Yeah,
And the power of mixing everything, as you were saying, like all your influences from salsa to rock to other people's, like collaborations. And I wonder, how does that process work when you approach someone for a collaboration? You already have like the song, the first drop of the song ready, or you only have like
yeah,
a melody? How's that work?
yeah. In this case, all the songs were like, yeah, finished, 100%. But actually, we sent the songs to each one of them in separate, and then they came back with the new melodies and new lyrics. Um, but the concept of the sound of the album were just already done in my studio with Nico. And I think that was the coolest thing. For example, Rawayana, the way Beto writes the lyrics is totally, I mean, different from me. It's like it's more. I would say it's fresh and light. It's like kind of fun and smart. Very cool. I am very deep and very, more into the I don't know, poetry kind of thing. So that contrast, I like a lot. I like a lot, and the same was with Mateo and Lee and all of them. They went to the studio with the lyrics that they wrote themselves, and that was so cool.
And you're about to go on tour with
Yeah,
this album,
yeah,
and you're going to have a stop here in Miami in September. Uh,
yes.
Tell me how, as far as you can tell, like, like the things that you can tell me about the tour, how is this concept going to come to life? Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well, definitely, this is the best moment of my life to be alive on a stage performing. I just feel that we're having learning so much about the show, about entertaining people, about give them all the energy and happiness they need and also we need. So I think this show is going to be very powerful, very entertaining, and it's going to be like a party from the beginning to the end, going through many different states. Uh, we always go through all my catalog of the songs people know, and also we invite people, friends, to sing with us, and so we have some covers. But it's kind of like a party. We already did this show that we're going to present in Miami. We did it in Madrid 2 weeks ago. It was sold out, movie star, and now it was amazing, amazing. And we went to Chile, to Costa Rica, to Mexico, and having great every time everywhere we play we feel that this is working, so we are so excited to perform, of course, in all United States, but here in Miami this is like my second home, so I'm very happy about the show. Yeah.
Awesome. And my last question is more than a question, a message, because I would love if you, in these times that, people in the Latin music fans, um, they love to hear messages of unity. And when I was listening to this album for the first time, I thought it brought a lot of joy, but being also honest. That,
Mm.
there we have a range of emotions, and yeah. So I would like to know what's your message to the
Yeah.
people that are going to
yeah
be
my
at the show.
my message to everyone that can listen to these words is we live in this very complicated world right now. It's kind of crazy. Every time I take my phone and I try to go into the news, it's like it burned my hands. It's like, oh, I'm so, it's insane. But then when I go into the music, and when I go into art or movies, I feel like, oh, this is like a safe place. We can be together here. We can think different about many things, but we can connect each other through art, through music, through other things that are um, out of that noise, terrible noise. So this is my message. Like, we need to be together in these times. We need to be together and strong, and we need to celebrate who we are, who we are coming from. The beauty about Miami and about all this, about United States, and it's like we can find people from everywhere in the world, everywhere, and we all live together here. I travel all around the world, and I always take Colombia in my heart. And every time I go back to my country, oh my God, I love so much my country. My God, thank you, God. I born in Medellin in 1972 because this is who I am, and I think the same happened to everyone here in United States. And in these difficult times, I think we need to stay strong and together and just believe in who we are. Everything is gonna be, it's gonna change, and it's gonna happen, and it's gonna get to I hope, a better place.